I put this on the gram. Mad views. Nigga hit Mike with the triple piece chicken nuggets. The 3-piece with fries.
Like I said, I don't like the bet. They keep messing with that mouthpiece.
Oh, left hook. Triple left hook by Paul.
Mike's
He
hurt.
wobbled
Mike is hurt.
Mike's hurt. He see Jake Paul land a beautiful jab with right hand first.
Mike's hurt.
Right there. And knocked
No,
Mike off
Mike.
balance 2 times.
No,
and Mike
man.
was highly off balance
No.
right there. I don't like how.
That hurt. That hurt.
Like I said, I don't like the bet. They keep messing with that mouthpiece. That
Oh,
ain't good.
left hook. Triple left hook by Paul.
Mike's
He
hurt.
wobbled
Mike is hurt.
Mike's hurt. He see Jake Paul land a beautiful jab with right hand first. Right there. And knocked Mike off balance 2 times. And Mike was highly off balance right there. I don't like how.
Yeah. And Patricia, Mike did it.
Like I said, I don't like the bet. They keep messing with that mouthpiece. That
Oh,
ain't good.
left hook. Triple left hook by Paul.
Mike's
He
hurt.
wobbled
Mike is hurt.
Mike's hurt. He see Jake Paul land a beautiful jab with right hand first. Right there. And knocked Mike
Come
off
on,
balance 2
Mike.
times. And
Nah.
Mike was highly off balance
Nah,
right there. I don't like
Mike.
how.
Nah, yo, listen, let me tell you. I'm going to tell y'all this now. This is a fact. Mike is just too old for that, man. He beat Mike, man. That wasn't no fake shit. Me and nigga beat Mike, man. Mike should have never took that fight, fam. That dude beat Mike, man. That shit got me hot. Remember I kept saying to y'all, yo, he might beat Mike. I don't know. I'm going to be real mad if he beat Mike. I said this, man. I knew it. Let's see what they saying out there. Mike, Tyson, Jake, Paul. Review. Let's see what they saying, because people all saying it's fixed. That wasn't fixed, man. Nigga beat Mike, man. Okay, let's see what this dude got to say. Here we go.
Let's talk.
What really happened to Mike?
Legend as the fight went to a decision, and it was definitely a boxing match of some sort if we were able to watch it, but we could barely even watch the fight from all the buffering. And I don't even know which one was better, the buffering or the fight itself, because honestly parts of it looked like Jake Paul was kind of not trying to knock out Mike Tyson at times. You know, he wasn't as aggressive as we've seen him in other fights. Maybe he respected the power of Tyson, maybe he just respected Tyson as a legend. And can you imagine, there was a guy who spent like $2 million for like some kind of VIP.
Yo, Evolution, I agree with you. That wasn't staged. Mike was too old. I agree. Look at Mike. Look at him getting hit in his face right there.
In the world, because we watch fights all the time. We hardly ever have these streams freeze, right? Multiple times during the fight. It made me even more annoyed before the fight even started, for it to happen during the fight as well. I was about to log off and continue watching Penguin or something. And I understand Netflix, it's, I think, their first live stream for any sporting event, so I understand there's gonna be technical difficulties and stuff, but just as a combat sports fan who's been watching this kind of stuff forever, it was annoying, dude. It was not fun, and it's gonna make a lot of fans hate the fight even more than they would have if the fight didn't freeze as often as it did. And the pacing too, like, dude, boxing always has the worst pacing. They say the main event is gonna start at 11 p.m. Eastern. It started at like midnight, and the main card started at 8. How do these cards start 2 hours before UFC cards and end at the same time? Like, bro, the pacing was bad. We had to wait through all these commercials and just these commentators talking to each other. Not even like interesting topics. They were just talking. They're pretty much just yapping the whole time, trying to fill up air. The fights are buffering. The entrance was so
Horrible, right, Patricia?
hard that was moving at 2
It was bad. It was bad.
Than the car. Too much theatrics in boxing, man. There's way too much of that. It's not WWE, it's not professional wrestling. Then even during the introductions, it's buffering and freezing. The announcer takes forever to announce Mike Tyson. The one, the only, the once an attorney, the once there'll ever be, baddest man of the... Like, bro, come on, man. You're glazing him in front of everybody. Even Tyson was probably annoyed of it. He's like, yo, let me fight already. Finish your introduction. Everyone knows Mike Tyson. And then during the fight, there's buffering. The rounds are 2 minutes. The breaks between rounds are 1 minute. Playing commercials in between rounds in a pay-per-view main event, which is another thing we never see. It breaks the immersion. Like, we're in the fight when we're watching it, you know? We're zoned in. And then they start playing commercials. Like, oh, okay.
Nasty. That's nasty. Word.
So might as well watch the whole thing, right? And I've been talking about like the production of it. I've been talking about the pacing of it more than the fight itself. Because honestly, the fight itself, what is there to really say? There's not much to say about it. Jake carried.
Smash them like buttons. It's popping in here.
Tyson showed a good chin. Tyson landed a couple of his own, but nothing really that clean. Tyson was old. Who would have thought, you know? Tyson showing some good defense, even though, you know, has declined, but good enough to make his way into a decision, not get knocked out, even for the shots that he ate. It was mostly jabs and right overhands and right straights from Jake Paul, a couple left hooks, a couple uppercuts. It looked like Tyson tried to bait him into a left hook counter, but he was just way too slow. And even when he threw it from distance, he wasn't fast enough to get close to Jake with that punch to land it. There was an obvious speed difference, which correlates to the age difference. So cool fight. Let's not do that again. Right? No more 27-year-olds.
Shout out to the people in Rumble. I see y'all over there. It's popping over there.
Evander Holyfield, now the age wasn't that different, right? Vitor was also old himself, but there was still like 20 years between them two. And we saw that fight win, right? It was a very quick TKO. Tyson, Evander, Lennox, all of these legends just relax and retire. And for guys like Jake, yo, fight guys your age, dude. You fought Tommy Fury, and that's your only loss. Get the rematch. Fight KSI. Like, you know, those are the fighters that we'd much rather want to see him fight against. Not Mike Tyson. Next, he's going to call out Bruce Lee for some reason. He might call out George Foreman or Larry Holmes or something. Like, box KSI. That's the match to do next, I think. There was a moment in the fight where Jake timed Tyson's bobbing and weaving with his jab and straight, but didn't put as much power in the punch, right? He landed the punch, and then after, you barely ever saw that combination when Tyson reacted to the jab, maybe knowing that it would land on Tyson again, because Tyson was usually reacting the same to the jab, dipping his head to the right, getting his head on the outside of it, which lines up the right straight for Jake Paul. Like you can see right here, this is later. Jake throws a jab. He sees Tyson give the same reaction, dipping his head to the right. Jake sees the head movement, but then backs away without even throwing his right hand.
It was nasty.
After he times his opponent with the jab. It's the main combination that he throws in all of his fights. But he decided to stop throwing that combination at Mike Tyson whenever Tyson was dipping his head to the right. But Tyson was clearly not the same. Of course he is. He's 58 years old. It looked like a 27-year-old versus a 58-year-old. That's exactly what the fight was, and that's exactly how the fight played out. Tyson's knees were absolutely shot. There were moments where like he could barely move in the ring. He had good defense though. So even though his abilities as a boxer of course declined over all these years, his defense was still good enough to slip and block some of the punches from Jake Paul, slipping his head on the outside of them, guarding on some of the punches even when Jake was trying to land, right? Some of Jake's punches, he was throwing hard, and some of those punches even landed on Tyson, and Tyson was able to absorb some of them, right? Didn't get knocked out. Looked like he got stunned a couple times, but that was the most impressive thing about the fight. The fact that Tyson was able to go to a decision. Whether Jake Paul was carrying him or not, he did throw some power punches for the knockout. But we do have to remember that they were 14-ounce gloves, you know. Gloves. 2-minute rounds. It was a silly fight. It was a silly fight going into it. It was a circus, and it was a circus when we watched it. Technically, nothing of note, like nothing impressive from Jake Paul, honestly. He Mike Tyson. That was the expectation for him being half Tyson's age, and he couldn't get the knockout. Bro, and even the referee was telling Jake to not measure, right? You guys hear that? Don't measure, Jake. You're not supposed to probe your hand out and keep it in front of Tyson's face. That's a rule a lot of people don't know about. In boxing, the fighter is not allowed to keep his arm out extended in front of the opponent's face. They can bring it forward and back, but they cannot keep it out there. Further showing that the sport is it just has too many rules, man. It has too many restrictions of what the fighters can do. I mean, if you can't even just keep your arm out there, I mean, what are we doing with the sport? And not only that, with every boxing promotion, it always takes an eternity for the fight to actually start. National anthems, the entrances take an hour long.
Yo,
And
okay.
knocked down or knocked out every single one of his opponents, right? The oldest guy he goes up against, ironically, is the only one he didn't knock down or knock out. Mike Tyson's the only guy that Jake Paul's fought that he didn't hurt in the fight. The other fights were pretty good, especially the co-main event. Serrano seemed to have gone robbed. Then again, boxing scoring is just so different than MMA, so it's hard to really tell. It's such a vague scoring system. Great fights though. But that main event, man, right from the beginning of the fight, you knew that Mike Tyson just was not going to win that. He was way too slow. He wasn't as coordinated as he used to be. Of course, Jake was way faster. He had better cardio, and the further the rounds went, the more stationary, motionless Mike Tyson became in that fight. And even if they are Mike Tyson, a legend of that guy's status, when you're nearly 60 years old, man, you're not going to win these kind of fights. It doesn't matter what fighter it is. The athleticism of Jake Paul was just way too much. And Jake was talking about he wants to fight Canelo Alvarez. That would be fun if Canelo would want to fight him. But then again, Canelo should be fighting Benavidez. Jake Paul versus Canelo, would you guys want to see that?
Yes, okay, so I'm glad he brought that up. We're going to go back to that. But look, you got to get Jake Paul to fight these heavyweight champions now. We got to get him in the ring. Because he thinks he's nice. I'm saying what fam is saying. I'm mad at Mike Tyson right now. I ain't going to hold you. Why would he get in that ring unless he knew for a fact he was not going to win, man? What's wrong with Mike Tyson? He smoked out. He took the bag.
Yeah, Sheababy.
He should not. And Mike, I know because you know Mike get mad. Yo, Sheababy, you talking shit, running your mouth. You know, I don't play like that, Sheababy. And all that. Yes, I tell Mike to his face. Yes, Mike, I'm upset with you, Mike. Because you are the culture to me. I don't want this goofy ass nigga beating you in the ring. I'm mad Jake Paul goofy ass got this win. That's a fact.
Yeah, baby.
Now, if Mike Tyson is in my face and he's like, yeah, you know, Sheababy, I should smack the shit out you for talking like that. But yo, Mike, do what you gotta do, fam. Why should you make 10 million, 20 million, and I gotta go and eat the pride watching some freezing bullshit on Netflix that was trash and see you get beat down by a YouTube goofy? Get out of here, man.
Yeah.
That's not fair to me.
Sheababy.
I grew up off you, Mike. You disappointed us your whole career. You know how much money my family spent in pay-per-view and you was knocking niggas out in the first round? Let's talk about that.
Sheababy.
My pops had the bag. So in the 90s, in the 80s, Mike Tyson suing up 400-500 pay-per-view. Swipe, swipe. We watching it for 30 seconds.
Sheababy.
Meanwhile, you running around with Alpo and everybody and Dwight Gooden and all these niggas living the life dating Madonna. Meanwhile, we watching fights for 30 seconds.
Yeah, Sheababy.
Nah, Mike, you my man, but that's nasty, Mike. I know you got the bag. God bless you. You always been getting bags. Especially the fight. You can't have Mike Tyson put no gloves on. I don't care if he 90. For free. That's Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
That's like a nigga trying to suit up with Michael Jordan, play one-on-one in front of niggas for no bag involved. Because I ain't going to hold you. I hope Jake Paul don't think he's real, because I could take any one of these Clash TV niggas and they could beat Michael Jordan right now for the bag, one-on-one.
Yeah.
That's a fact. So I hope he don't think that he nice, Jake Paul. That nigga lucky I don't get on too much on the weekends. I would have went crazy on Saturday about this fight.
Yeah.
I don't like what I'm seeing out there on Netflix. I don't like what I'm seeing, Netflix.
Sheababy.
Homeboy was right. A lot of freezing, a lot of garbage. Let's see what the real Goofy got to talk about. Stephen A. That's my guy. Let's see what he talking about this fight. That was nasty. Yeah.